Well, it's that time of the week where we check in with Robin Cross of StoneX in Chicago and find out what's going on in the lumber markets. And Robin, I see since we talked last about a week ago, I think lumber's come up like $150 or something like that.
It's been pretty crazy, Marlon. So first of all, good morning. Thank you for having me. And let's go through some prices. Right now we have November lumber currently trading at $652. That's up $25 on the day with only 54 trades. January lumber has not posted an official trade yet. I think that's the first time I've said that on there. It's settled around $640. It's bid a little bit better, but no trades yet. Lumber for the past week, literally since we spoke, has been in an illiquid, seesaw battle. The extreme volatility, I would say, is primarily caused by the almost record low open interest. Coming in this morning, November only had 1,353 contracts over January's 284 for a grand total of 1,692. As I've been reporting for the past, couple of weeks, this is the lowest open interest since May 2002. And unfortunately, Bud, I do not see that getting any better anytime soon. There's just way too much conflicting information on the market for an accurate assessment of pricing, right? So my advice to the world would be traders need to really get back to the basics until we start to thicken up this market a little bit. For example, you could either do a good basis trade, and if you look at the basis opportunity right now, we're sitting at $652. Cash was reported yesterday at $475. So you're looking at $170, $175 premium. So if you want to own something, own the cash, not the futures. So I think that's a great basis trade there. Flip side is you also have the technical trade. We currently have a triple top, if you remember, from the last two mill production curtailment announcements that got the market both times up to 700. And we kind of went up there one time on its own too. So I would consider that a good triple top, right around the 695, 700 level. So that would be your sell zone. And if you remember from expiration, we left a big giant gap under the market from 578, which would have been November's low, versus settlement of September 463. So in lumber in most markets, you don't leave that kind of massive gap. So I would consider support around 525. And when I mean get back to the basics, you got to almost wait for it to get to this key resistance or wait to get to support. In one of your favorite statements, don't diddle in the middle there, Marlon, So other than that, last thing I have for us, inflation is a true, real fear. Widely reported from my end user to my producer, that's one of their primarily, their biggest concerns is inflation. So I do think that's going to impact this nice run we've had in housing. The government did good by not, saying that they're going to raise interest rates, so that's going to keep it low. But if guys can't get materials, or I should say can't afford materials, I think that's going to slow it up. The only other news we had this week, we had starts and permits, and guys got really hopped up about it. Starts came out up 3.9% at 1.6 million. Permits were up 6% at 1.7 million, but as the case of most talkers, they don't really dive into the details. That was primarily up on multifamily homes. Single-family homes were actually down. So I think caution is advisable at now. With November expiration so far away, the market's going to stay disconnected like it is. And I say, really basis trading is probably your best bet right now.
Well, Robin, I appreciate those comments. Man, you covered a lot of ground, and great information there. And as I mentioned, it had a big-time rally from when we spoke last week, so things tend to move in big chunks when we have our discussions here. We look forward to our talk next week. Robin Cross of StoneX, he's located in Chicago, and we're going to pause right here, and I'll find out the latest information on livestock coming up next.